What God has for you is available, and we are going to break it all down today.
Tap in, collective, tap in. Please put your crowns in the chat and let's get into this crowned gem.
It's a lot of y'all out here that thought y'all was on the path y'all was supposed to be on, and y'all kept fighting against the grain, against God, against your blessings, only to find out that years into your mission, you was on the wrong path. So I'm not trying to hear what God has for you is easy. No, what God has for you is available, and we are going to break it all down today. Now, let me tell you why I have a problem with the phrase, what God has for you is easy. The reason why I have a problem with that phrase is because it breeds laziness. I said it, and I fight your mom over it. It's a hill I'm willing to die on. Let me tell you why. Because when you sit idle and you don't put forth any effort to love on yourself, to change yourself, to work on yourself, to be a better person all the way around, that means you're lazy. You don't care about doing nothing. That means you're willing to sit down and just wait for these miracles to happen. I ain't read not net text, biblical, spiritual, Buddhist. I've never met a text that said if you sit down, then the blessings just gonna come. Even Buddha had to discipline thyself to sit in a space of meditation for years to find knowledge of self. That's not laziness. That's hard work and dedication, your higher purpose, your higher self, and the Christ consciousness. That's what I said. This notion of what God has for you is easy gives you a false sense of protection. Let me make it clear. It does not mean that you are not protected at all. What it means is that sometimes y'all be out here just moving all willy-nilly, acting like y'all just invincible to the world. You don't care about other people. You don't care how you present yourself to other people. You don't care about hurting other people's feelings. Y'all believe that if it's easy, it's for you. No, 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 no. It breeds a false sense of protection, like you are invisible and invincible to the consequences if you out here acting like a fool. What God has for you is available. Too many testimonies out here for that to be true. When you don't show up for yourself, it doesn't make things easy. What's the line that these pseudo-Christians want to throw in the pastor's face all the time? They want to throw up in my grandmama, my 92-year-old grandmama face all the time. It's, God said, come as you are. He was talking about coming through looking like a whore, and he also wasn't talking about wearing your pants below your asshole. When he said, come as you are, he meant spiritually come as you are so that you can be healed. When he said, come as you are, he said, show up no matter what state you are in to receive these blessings, to receive these healings, to tell your testimony so that we can get you all the way together. Ain't nothing easy. There is nothing easy. You know what I just thought about? I thought about, if it is easy, who it's coming from? See, when God shows you where you need to be, he gives you these tests along the way. He gives you this information along the way that gives you these check parts. He gives you these nuggets of information that lets you know you're on the right path. Are you sure it's coming from the blessings of the higher divine good light? Are you sure about that? Because if it doesn't, let me tell you the signs that it doesn't align with your greater purpose. It feels wrong. You know darn well that $10 million in them bags that dropped in front of your face came from the cartel. You know you're not supposed to pick that up. Or you could change your life with that money, but it's a little too easy. And what happens when you take that cartel money? You got people looking for you. You can't sleep at night. You got nightmares. You can't really spend it how you want to. You can't show off that big old house. What God has for you is available. It's not easy. It's a little hard leaving that bag, but let me tell you something. The end result is the peace of mind. That's what it is. The other thing is, does it make sense? If what God has for you is easy and you questioning whether or not this is a trick bag, the devil be having a trick bag. Y'all know the devil is alive. Y'all know the devil be coming through on a trick bag. It's no coincidence that we hear in Hollywood all the time, these weirdos selling their soul. They sell their souls. Why do they do that? Because they don't want to do the hard work. If it seems a little bit too easy, if it doesn't require hard work and dedication, that gift ain't from the Most High. What God has in store for you is available. It is not easy. Do not let that notion make you lazy, content, without hard work, without dedication, without self-love. See, because when you in your teens and your 20s, girl, you think you could just run the world. But when you start getting into your late 20s, 30s, 40s, and beyond, you start to realize that everything handed to you is not always for your benefit. What God has for you is available. It's not always easy. Case in point, Dr. King. This is a man of God. This is a man of Jesus. This is a man who believed in righteousness for all people. This is a man that fought for his people. Dr. King was not always loved. Dr. King was an enemy of the United States of America up until the day the United States of America removed him from this planet. His mission was bigger than all of us. And what he set out to do, he was met with resistance, spirit that tested his spirituality, and he was met with resistance from his own human counterparts. See, what God has in store for you is not easy. It is available. And while all of us are not Dr. Martin Luther King, his testimony says a lot. His trials and tribulations that took place in front of the world says a lot. This was a well-spoken man. He showed up beautifully for the world consistently. He spoke about the injustices, not just to his community, but to the world. His mission was to unite us. During that time, he was an enemy of the state. What God had for him was available. It was not easy. It's too many of y'all with testimonies out here for me to believe that what God has for you is easy. It's a lot of y'all out here fighting tooth and nail right now with your families to release you from these generational curses, to believe your stories and testimonies, to help you heal. The testimonies are too real for you to sit up here and say, what God had for me is easy. No, you had to fight for that. The same way Dr. King had to fight for his people, for the world. You had to fight for you in your space. What God has for you is available. It's not easy. It's too many testimonies out here. I've never been to a church. I've never been to a synagogue. I've never been to a mosque and somebody gave a testimony of some kind and they didn't start out with saying, I'm just happy to be here. What I've been through, only God knows. How many of those phrases have you heard from the older generation that God got me through? How is it that God got y'all through? God puts his heaviest battles on those who he knows is the strongest, who sees that there is a purpose for them. A lot of y'all go through some trials and tribulations and the hurt and the pain, and y'all still don't live in y'all purpose. What God has for you is not easy. It is available. You are 100% deserving, but you got to go with God going to put you through. You got to recognize that the blessings he's willing to bestow upon you, you worthy to keep. How many of y'all, put a 1 in the chat, how many of y'all done looked at somebody who is truly blessed and they just throw their blessings out the window? They are flipping with it. They don't care about it. They treat their blessing, whether it's money, a house, children, being able to recover from a surgery or organ failure. People have blessings and they don't even care to take care of them. How many of y'all, put a 1 in the chat, have seen people like that? And you're like, man, you don't even know how blessed you are. You went through the ups and downs to take a look at your life and realize there's nothing left. Make the change, learn your purpose, and surrender. Do what you're supposed to do with the information that the Most High gave you to get to your blessing. What God has for you is not easy. It is available. The false promises from the devil, where he putting things in front of your face that's, what's the phrase? All that glitter is not gold. So the devil will put some craziness in front of your face thinking that you made it. It's a whole spell, demonic takeover of who you are, where you are not in peace. Joseph from the Bible was tested. Joseph was sold out by his own family into slavery, into Egypt, if I'm not mistaken. And because of his gift from God to interpret dreams, because what God has for you is available. That's a fact. It is not a lie. So don't get it twisted. And a lot of the times, how people are able to see that is through personal development, personal saving, and materialistic things. So don't mix up what you believe. What God has for you is available. It's not easy. And you can't possibly tell me you stepped into a church and heard a testimony and don't believe that statement. What God has available for you is what you got. Now, let's talk about bad people. Because when you have people who want to put on you hate, when you have people who are listening to you and want you to be negative, these are the type of people who will get you hurt during your journey. These are the type of people who will lie on you, steal from you, cheat on you, discuss you in negative ways. These are people who believe that they see the light and don't see the light. These are people who have in their own minds a falsehood of what enlightenment looks like and can't crack open a book to understand purpose, love, testimony, being driven to change the world, loving yourself, and being in service. What God has for you is available. It is not easy. A lot of those lessons come from bad people. Some in the spirituality sector call them karmics. I call them demons. Bad people in your journey show up to teach you harsh lessons. These people can show up in your family. They can show up at your job. They can show up in your everyday. They can just show up off the street. Someone else's behavior that has nothing to do with you can affect you. Look at all the people who were doing bad things out in the world and a child ended up getting hurt. Another human being was taken from this planet and affected the lives of everybody. When we run into something like that, it tests our faith. It tests our energy. It tests our resolve. And we start questioning our relationship with our faith. No matter where your faith is in the world, no matter what book you open, no matter who you pray to, your faith is tested consistently. And you have to go through these building blocks of finding yourself again while still maintaining your everyday life. Your children, your spouse, your family, your friends. being tested through darkest days and night is what helps you find this purpose, helps you get that testimony, help you understand what your blessings are. It's not easy. That is some of the most traumatic experiences you could ever have in your life, where the emotional and spiritual turmoil rests on your shoulder. You got to deal with trials and tribulations of self. You have to deal with false promises, trying to give you false information, things that don't resonate with your purpose. Then you got people that use that phrase and it breeds laziness in them. What God has in store for you are the blessings that you deserve. But it ain't gonna be easy just grabbing them out of the sky. You're gonna be tested continuously. There are going to be situations put in front of you where you gotta fight your way out. There's no way to get over it. There's no way to get under it. You gotta go through it. That's why you hear people that got testimonies say, man, I've been through it. Some of y'all fighting homelessness right now, working 2 jobs, a paycheck away from being on the street. Some of y'all fighting illnesses. You taking care of people that's fighting illnesses. Some of y'all are going through situations where people are spitting venom on your name, trying to get your family to turn against you, your friends turn against you. Some of y'all been fired, wrongfully terminated from your job. Some of y'all don't even know what just happened. The world just spiraled out of control for you, and you are in a space of damn near destiny. And when you in these moments, it seems like they never end, don't it? It could be 1 month, it could be a year. You've been going through this traumatic situation for 12 years. It's a test of your resolve. It's not easy. It's hurtful. It's stressful. It's not okay. You ask, how do I get out of this? Where is the breaking point? Some of y'all in your breaking points right now. Some of y'all have been just sitting on the floor crying because you don't know which direction to go. Some of y'all been holding on to the very thing that's keeping you away from your purpose. Some of y'all been grasping at straws, trying to bring people along with you that are not deserving of your space where you receive your blessing. Let them go. Some of y'all received your blessings, had it taken away. You did the work to receive your blessings again, still didn't appreciate it, and it's gone again. God is telling me to tell y'all, say something about holding on to people. Indeed, some of y'all holding on to people that don't want you to win. Y'all holding on to people that has sabotaged you multiple times. Y'all holding on to people who tell you to your face they don't like you. Y'all holding on to family members who didn't believe you back then, they don't believe you now. You holding on to people who have stolen from you multiple times. Stolen money, your ideas, your time. These are people who are here to disrupt your path to what God has in store for you, which is not easy. What God has in store for you is available. And you see the people that have let go of the nasty energy that has held them back for so long. Some of y'all been held back for decades. I see people in their 50s, in their 70s. They've been dealing with somebody that has effectively been holding them back for decades. They were too scared to move on without them, too scared to move. When I move, you move, just like that. Watch how people move when you move. If you move forward and they do something to keep you stagnant, take up your time, take up your money, take up your resources, they not here for you. They see what's on the other side of your struggle, that hard work. Because what God has in store for you, while not easy, they see that you are dedicated to doing the work. They see that you are dedicated to raising your vibration. They see that you are dedicated to being straight faithful. They see it, and they see what's on the other side, even if you can't see just how big those blessings are. Sometimes your worst enemy will see the biggest picture for you on the other side without them. And that leads me to my point of not doing the work. I've had a great time here on this platform. And what I've noticed is that growth is one heck of a journey. Growth is very interesting. You learn about yourself, your fears, and what ticks and what doesn't tick. You see other people and you're like, wow, they're so elegant. And the way that they phrase that is amazing. I can learn something from them. What I'm noticing is that people who believe they are speaking life into you don't show up like they speaking life into themselves. When people show up for you to give you a word of encouragement, to be inspired, to be loved, to get you through your day, when people walk out of their front doors like here, they look any type of way. And if God has it in for me, it's easy. Because why in the world would you show up to your blessings looking like you don't give a darn about yourself? Remember, come as you are is not about dressing up like you in the club. Come as you are is about where you are spiritually, emotionally, psychologically, and getting the word to heal yourself. God ain't never say show up looking like you just rolled out of bed. Your purpose is to help other people find their purpose. And you showing up like you don't care. So when you see people step out of their homes, this is a portal to information. This is me stepping outside of my home into the world. When you see people step outside of their homes to breathe life into you, to speak love into you, to inspire you, and they look like they don't care, who the message really coming from? When somebody tripping up over their words so much, every time they say the word God, they could be dressed to the T's, because demons come in fine suits too. They could be dressed up to the T's, and every time they say a spiritual entity's name, God, Jesus, Allah, Buddha, it don't matter. They tongue-tied, this shit start falling off the wall. We gotta look at them too, how you coming out the house. Because if you don't have people that put forth the effort to deal with themselves, ain't no way in the world they can help you see the light to your blessing. Sometimes all it takes is a mindset shift. All it takes is for one person to say something to you that redirects your eye to the prize. Because this whole time you've been fighting against the grain, not even knowing that you just on the wrong treadmill. Boom, let me get on this road here. Pay attention. Because what God has for you is not easy, but it's available. Some of y'all got people that's holding you back. Some of y'all viewing information and energies and digesting those energies that are not beneficial to you. Y'all think y'all on the right path anyway. Y'all fighting upstream. Y'all tired. I mean, it's like y'all fighting everybody along the way. Why are you doing so much? Are you on the right path? You want what you want for you. You think that you gonna outdo the path that God gave you. Get it? You think that you finna go this way, that way. And God been telling you for the last 12 months, girl, you need to go that way. So you keep going this way, and God is literally putting boulders in this path. That ain't the devil. That's God saying, girl, you in the wrong direction, move. Because God is saying, when I move, you move. Just like that. But you keep going this way, talking about, girl, the devil is a lie. I want you to look at those boulders. I want you to look at the people that keep making circles, making rounds in the direction you go, in the wrong direction. Some people ain't for you. They handing you the pornography along the way. They handing you all the devil activities along the way that keeps you from your purpose. You supposed to be going this way. When you got the boring friends, the friends that like to go to the library so that you don't go back to that way. Why are you fighting against your own blessing? What's blinding your progress? Because what God has in store for you is not easy, but it's available. When I come on here and I speak to y'all, I don't even have a topic plan. Usually when y'all see the notification of the title, that's when I come up with it. Like for real. Y'all, I told y'all my notes, boom. I don't have nothing written down. All this from my soul. Because I see it. I see y'all. I see the pain, the hurt, the frustration. I feel the frustration. Want to know why in the world is it not moving how I need to move? I can see y'all. When I say I can see y'all crying on the floor in tears, pulling out your scriptures and just opening up the book. Y'all don't even care where you land, just opening up the book. When you read something that hits you to the soul, that shifts that perspective, that gives you an awakening, that gives you an opportunity to see it differently, to move differently. I feel that frustration. And sometimes things don't change overnight. The people you see that say it happened overnight put years of work into that happening overnight. It happening overnight takes decades. What God has for you is easy. Because as much as we want to pretend, time waits for no man. Are you older than you were a minute ago? Yes. Anybody over the age of 25 right now, because 25 is like that boom, that number, that age where things start coming into perspective quickly and time starts to fly. Things happen at the blink of an eye. When we talk about your healing, love, people pouring into you or taking away, this can happen over a span of years and you not even know it. This can happen over a span of decades and you not even know it. If you looking at your life and you like, wait a minute, hold up. How come there has been zero movement for me, even though I'm spinning my wheels, even though I'm investing in myself, even though I'm loving on myself, looking at my environment, how come I haven't moved? When you move, they move, just like that. What God has for you is available. Time waits for no one. Y'all seeing it in real time. What God has for you is available. It is not easy. Some of your purpose, some of your movement, some of your story is for you. Okay? And then it spreads to other people, your immediate circle, and it radiates. And I think that we don't give ourselves enough credit to how important our healing is. You think you healing just for you, and you are healing for you, but it's not just for you. The purpose of your purpose is to help other people find their purpose. That's the goal. It's too many of y'all up in here with trials and tribulations and testimonies for y'all to believe that what God has in store for you is easy. I ain't met a person that been through a whole easy life and said, yes, I'm blessed. Very few people. And even those people got so much mental anguish, spiritual anguish, can't find themselves. It's a reason why Jeff Bezos, he won't leave his kids nothing, because he understands that when you leave somebody a blessing like that, they don't know how to treat it. And let's talk about you being the blessing. Let's talk about you showing up for people. Let's talk about you being the blessing that God sent for other people. Let's talk about you doing the work to heal yourself to the point that you are available for other people. You don't have to reach out your hand and touch somebody else's soul. You don't have to show up, but you do. Why? Because you understand that's a part of how you were blessed. Somebody reached out to you. So now you're available. You might have the time, you might have the money, you might have the information. All the information that you collect along your journey is a whole nother level. Let's talk about you being the blessed. Now with your testimony, with your time, with your message, you helping somebody else, and guess what? They ungrateful. They don't like the blessing that was just put upon them. And what they do with you? They discard you. They lie on you, telling stories, cheating on you. moving sideways on you. They stealing your essence. They putting spell work on you. They putting false receipts up on you. They behind paywalls putting up lies on you. Let's talk about you being a blessing. Let's talk about you giving your spiritual word. Let's talk about what God put you through to get you up to the point. This is your years of expertise. This is your years of testimony. This is your years of tears. This is your years of being cut down. This is your years of fighting. This is your years of getting through all the messes. This is your years of seeing the dreams and believing the dreams. All the years you had the misbelief, the misconceptions of who you truly are, and you get to show up in somebody else's life as a blessing, and what they do to you. They shit on you. You showing up as a blessing and someone who is still accepting and holding on to the idea of what's easy for them. You ain't easy, because I'm seeing the tears. You fought for this. You lost. You lost battles and you lost wars for this. There was times where all you had was $1 in your bank account. There was times when all you had was all you had, and you still went out of your way to be somebody else's blessing. And what that person do to you? Treat you like you ain't just go out of your whole way to love on them, to pour into them, to be unto them. And when I hear people use the phrase, what God has for me is easy, I know you ain't never been through nothing. You can't talk to the community. You cannot talk to the collective about everything is easy. You can't. They not like us. Will never in my days hear someone that has won. They won a battle after losing so many. You walking the way that you're walking now, because for a long time, you had to crawl. You dressing the way that you're dressing now, in the finest linens, because for a long time, you had to shop at the secondhand store or wear hand-me-downs. You're able to speak with love and compassion because for a long time, your voice was buried. You're willing to fight for other people because you weren't fought for. Let's talk about you being the blessing. And if people think you easy like Sunday morning, they got another thing come. You better tell them to go fry some eggs because you ain't the one. Let's talk about you being the blessing. Let's talk about why you deserve the love. Why I want to pour into you, divine. Because I know that struggle. I know what it's like where you want to go this way and God is saying go that way. I know what it's like to feel like you can't move nowhere. Let me talk about how much I want to pour into you, because that thread of understanding that what God has for you is available, but it's not easy, is universally understood by the divine. It is universally understood by light bringers, light healers, lovers, appreciators of light. And the divine collective has been abused and misused and lied on for so long that they just rather float through their world without saying nothing to none of these raggedy things. Why they gotta fight at this point? And I'm gonna tell you, divine, I get it. But now that you are equipped with more discernment than you had yesterday, you now know who has passed the test who qualify for your love. And it ain't too many of them out there. I get it. Because you've given your blessings. You've been a blessing to so many people, and you've been thrown away that it hurts. It actually hardens you so much that you gotta pray that your heart isn't hardened. That is the outcome of the blessing. People who are blessings to other people that have been pushed on and lied on and hurt. That's the ultimate message. Sometimes your blessing comes in what you need the most. It's not the house per se. It is the ability to feel safe with a roof over your head, to provide roots for you, your family, your cats, your dogs. It is not the big house. It is the fact that you get to feel safe where you are. Sometimes it ain't about the type of car. It's the fact that you get to get in a reliable vehicle and get yourself or your family to one place or another safely. Sometimes it ain't about the clothes. But you want to walk out looking your best. You deserve every blessing that you got. And the phrase, turn my lessons into blessing, did not come out of something that was freaking easy. It came out of the souls who saw the purpose, who relinquished their energy to the most high divine light God, and was given opportunities to succeed. That ain't no lie. That's the truth. If you had any doubt that you are a blessing, then let me remove all doubt from you. Let me inherit that doubt, because I will rub it away. I will crush that doubt. I will incinerate it. If you ever think that you're not a blessing, that you don't deserve to be here, that you didn't win, that you don't deserve the love you're supposed to have, if anybody ever thinks they can cross over you and your blessings, you can let me hold. I will hold it. I will pour so much into you that you forgot somebody said something negative to you. What God has for you is for you. What God has for you is a result of what you pour into yourself and others. Dr. King had a dream. My girl from Afghanistan, Michaela, had a dream. Nelson Mandela fought, had a dream. A lot of people in history set out to change the world. They became unknowing voices. They became the soldiers of a cause. I'm a soldier of your cause. If your cause is to continue to elevate, love on yourself, you want to be the hero of you, I'm team you. I'm so team you. When I'm pointing at you, I'm pointing at you because I'm team you, period. You deserve everything that your heart desires, but that don't mean it's without work. And that's the bottom line. Whew. I enjoyed myself. The message is you. Really, the message is your life. You're welcome. Thank you. The message is you. The message is your light. The message is your love. I have gone through enough trials and tribulations to hold on to a lot of heaviness. It's actually my job in real life. I'm a hospice social worker, end of life care. The final transition is really my specialty. I am there when people leave this earth, spiritually leave this earth. I hold on to that. I'm good at it. And I experience the families after that loss. Because that final transition, it affects the family forever. And I'm happy I could be there for them. And I'm happy I can be here for you.